we do have storms like wind and rain and snow. We do have tornadoes, but we're doing our best to make them work in the game at the moment. We do have separate levels, so you have loads between the levels, and what you've seen today in the level is a pretty good impression of the size of the levels you can experience in Crysis. So it's we try to give you an experience in a level without any loads in between, which gives you the freedom, to go around, take it from completely the other side if possible, and that you have certain areas in the level where you can employ, like, at least 3 different approaches, which might involve sneaking along the beach or crawling for half an hour through the jungle if you like doing that, and then coming up with a secret entrance that you would never notice if you just run into the front door. And the typical map size is around between 2 and 4 square kilometers. We got 3D waves, but that's all. Maybe we'll squeeze in a tsunami or 2. I don't know. Yes, it's real rain.
Okay,
so it affects the whole level. Apart from looking wet, everything will be hit. You get everything that's frozen and shattered. It's like the equivalent of the normal destructive environment. So in the like unfrozen world, if you can take down a hut, it will break apart. If the stuff is frozen and likely to shatter, it will shatter instead. So we try to keep that sort of consistent. That as a player, oh, this thing here I can take apart, and it's frozen to shatter. Not today and not tomorrow, probably. I'm not sure, but we're keeping details about the aliens pretty close because we want it to be a surprise. It's, well, basically it's a shockwave which triggers physical forces. So if a hut is shatterable, it will be blown apart by the shockwave. And it's a system we're very proud of. It's dynamic, and we're trying to find the right. Yes, keep crushing it. And we're trying to find the right spot for that. But we have to wait until the release to see how much you will get out of it. It mainly is around particles, light effects, and interaction with the environment. DirectX 10 is very good at, if you have a lot of stuff going on the screen, it handles that really well. Like a lot of particles, a lot of physical interaction between objects, and lots of, you can have a lot more stuff on the screen in DirectX 10 with better performance. That's about what you can say. As to an exclusive DirectX 10 feature per se, we won't have something related to gameplay, which is DirectX 10 exclusive. So it's not that you will get a different experience from a gameplay perspective when you play on a DirectX 9 card. What you will get is a much more intense experience on DirectX 10. It makes the world come more alive around you. We're not talking about that right now. I know what you're referring to. I read that in the article, and it's remember with Far Cry, it was when Far Cry came out, it was like cutting edge. It was like right top of the line, and it gave people a really incredible experience. But even a year after release, I heard from a lot of our fans that they reinstalled the game when the next generation computers and cards came out, and they said it's it's another experience when you see it at this visual quality. And I think what we're trying to achieve is that you have a similar experience with Crysis, that if you buy the game when it comes out, you get to play it, and then a year or maybe even 2 years later, you reinstall it on the machine and you see, hey, it still doesn't look old. It looks like it looks, you know, it looks perfectly fine on a machine which isn't even out on the market yet. That's the kind of thing we were talking about. It's not that we have this, you know, like secret feature somewhere hidden in the engine which will automatically activate itself in 2 years when the calendar switches to whatever. But it's sort of like that we're banking on the future by keeping things scalable. Might be patches, might be an update, might be whatsoever. We're not sure yet. We're not giving out any information or any specific dates.
Okay.
We're pretty close. I mean, we're in alpha. You've seen that yourself, which basically means we got everything in which we want, but we have to tweak and fix stuff because not everything is working like we want it to be, and we still have a lot of optimization to do. So what we're committed to is putting out the game when we're happy with it, and EA is agreeing on that as well.
Sure.
So when we reach the quality bar we're shooting for, then it will come out. But you'll get some information about that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Perhaps. Any more big? What we're doing now is, obviously, we will release the SDK. We got some more teams working with the pre-release SDK version right now. One of the gentlemen who's here today, actually. And we're working as hard as we can to release the SDK with the game. And it will come out, and we will do our very best to make the modders happy, because it's great to have guys working with the game, you know, coming up with all kinds of weird stuff. For one thing, I'm looking forward to something like, you know, the co-op mode, which we don't have in the game. And which is the perfect thing to do for modders. There was a great co-op mode for Far Cry, done by a mod team, which I personally really enjoyed. And I'm looking forward to all kinds of crazy stuff, you know, that people use the engine and the levels and the SDK in ways we never imagined. And I'm really looking forward to that. Oh no, I haven't heard that. Like the real system specs are